His name is Macen, with the meaning of guardian, protector, and that is what he was destined to be. His story began on August 28th. My wife woke me up in the middle of the night. She was in labor and we needed to get to the hospital. At the hospital, they got Vandana hooked to the machines, and at that point is when we started seeing the nurses scrambling back and forth. And for the first time, they had said there is no heartbeat. That day, we held them for the first and the last time. Learning to navigate through this past, our hearts could not allow for our son to be forgotten. This is how Macen's Way came to be. A children's foundation created for children and families to help them during difficult times. Macen's success will look different from other children. His success will be tied into the goodness of Macen's Way Foundation, a brand new Macen Husick's Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at Staten Island University Hospital. Each life saved at Macen Husick's Pediatric Intensive Care Unit will be because of all of you. Finally, to our son Macen, for every act of kindness that is done in your name is so that when we meet again, we had hoped we had done you proud. I love you. And my friend Keith back there had said it once before, and I love the phrase, and I'm gonna steal it from you tonight. I'm sorry. Children are 20% of our population, but 100% of our future. So everything we do is for the kids. And thank you again. I love everybody. Thank you guys for coming. All right. Thank you.
Tough act to follow, but what I will say is, if we can give my brother or my sister, she's not my sister-in-law, a round of applause for having the courage to be up there to do what they just did. For those that know, 2 years has been a long time, but it's amounted to an amazing thing, as you see displayed back and forth. And you see a lot more thanking all these sponsors and everything that Blair said. This is the culmination of years of work, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. But this is what it's all about. It's the 20%, 100%. All right? This is what is heart of what's going to be a state-of-the-art pediatric center of care on Staten Island. The next speaker who I'm going to introduce talks about it a lot, and I've had a lot of privilege of working with him and for him. His mantra has been, since he was in his roles, Staten Islanders should never have to leave Staten Island. As you look around the room, we have people from outside of Staten Island and on Staten Island. But most of us in this room, we're talking about kids here. We're taking our kids to the closest place. And that place is right here on either Sagayan or Seaview Avenue, folks. This spot, the intensive care unit, is going to be on Seaview Avenue. I hope and knock on wood we never have to use it. But once we get there, it's going to be state of the art. And again, thank you to everyone who has donated time, financially, sweat, effort to build this and make Macen's name carry on forever. Forever, guys. This is forever. So thank you. So Dr. Brahim Ardolik, he's the president, which is the newly established Metro Market for Northwell, which includes hospitals and ambulatory care locations in Manhattan, Staten Island, Brooklyn, and Western Queens. Dr. Ardolik, please.
This is a very surreal moment for me. I've been involved in healthcare on Staten Island since 2004. It's been a wild 21 years, and I tell you, I've made a lot of speeches and I've been in front of a lot of people who are very generous in donating money and doing all the wonderful things that you're all doing. I'm not sure I've ever been in an event where I could honestly say I'd rather wish that I was not at the event. I think I'd rather be at a birthday party right now than be at this event. And with that said, I think it's really important to remember what Macen's memory and what Macen will be protecting. So when we finish this together, if your child or a child that you knows, needs to be intubated and needs to spend 2 days in an ICU, Macen's gonna be there for them. Excuse me. You freaking didn't cry. I'm crying.
Cry in the background.
That's right. If your child needs to have a complex spine surgery and needs to spend a day in an ICU, Macen's going to be there for you. This is an incredibly important unit inside of an incredibly important building. I say all the time that building on Seaview Avenue is the most important building on Staten Island. This is one of the most important rooms inside one of the most important buildings. Forgive me for being emotional. It's very rare that I'm actually in a room with, I feel like I'm related to half the people in this room actually. It might actually only be 10 or 15, but it's actually a little wild for me. It's a very strange kind of an event. So forgive me for my moment of weakness. I do this a lot. I think the number of times I've teared up is very, very small indeed. But this is a very special thing for me. I just want you to understand how incredibly important this is. There are no more important people than our children. They will dictate how you take care of them. One of my friends always says, always be nice to your children because they're going to pick your nursing home. Just remember that as you're actually going through. But the reality is we need places like this. And the reality is it is really hard to afford things like this, right? Everyone wants to build cancer centers. Everyone wants to build heart centers. Everybody wants to build things that a lot of people go through because they actually help pay the bills for healthcare institutions. Thankfully, not a lot of children get sick, but when they get sick, they really get sick. And that is an incredibly powerful thing. And the fact that I'm going to have a little kid that I'm personally connected to, whose legacy is going to watch over these kids, is very special for me and will be for all of you. And with that, I really thank you.
So as it ties to pediatrics, we have our chair of pediatrics, Dr. Jonathan Blau, here with us. If you can come up, Dr. Blau.
The name Macen means protector and guardian. Macen Husick was born sleeping 2-3 years ago exactly on August 28, 2023. In his short life, his parents, his incredible family, really chose to do something incredibly good that benefits children and infants and teenagers on Staten Island. I would especially like to thank Blairam and Vildana Husick, Macen's parents, Batbarda Abdiu, Macen's aunt, and Zemo Durakovic, Macen's uncle, and the entire Mason's Way Foundation for their incredible generosity and support of pediatrics and the children and adolescents that we serve in our Staten Island community. This foundation is supporting our future Macen Husick Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, and on behalf of the Department of Pediatrics and our medical nursing team, we are incredibly grateful and that this foundation has been so generous to support our families in the entire borough.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first Mason's Way Foundation fundraiser. I am Batbarda Abdiu, and I'm co-founder of Mason's Way and Mason's Holla. As you all know, Mason's Way is working to raise $500,000 for a brand new pediatric intensive care unit at Staten Island University Hospital. The tickets purchased for tonight's event and all our proceeds raised tonight will go towards this goal.
they are not taking the money and contributing it to the cause. Awesome.